In this video, I'm going to show you my exact system where I write every single day for only 1 hour, post my stuff on Threads, and gained 23,400 followers in 8 months and made 10 million views in around 90 days. And not only that, I also gained not only followers, because followers are not really important. The even more important metric I use is how to convert them into email subscribers. And I have currently around 3,400. And while I was scripting this video, I was at 3,336. You see, I get around 52 a day. Depends if it's a good day, it's around 50 to 100. If it's a bad day, it's like 10. Then in the past 7 days, it was 217. And in the past 30 days, 560. So if you want to build a business, if you want to monetize your creative work, this might be a good video for you. In short, I'm not a personal brand guru. I'm not a Dan Coe, I'm not a Tom Nosky, I'm not an Andrew Huberman, and I'm not a guy who made 100,000 followers. What I did is I gained 23,000 followers on Threads, gained over 3,000 email subscribers, and have a little business after I was running a startup with a team of 10 people. So I can help you with 2 things. How to gain followers on Threads, and how I built a startup, making 300,000 our first year of doing business, and also how I manage a team or something in the past with the age of 21. This is what I can explain to you and guide you, and this is the resources and the social proof I've gathered in the past. And I also was running an Airbnb business, was doing photography in New Zealand, but that's a really old, long story. If you work alone, which I do right now, and I probably build my next startup this year, is you are only as good as your systems. And the more gamified your systems are, the more consistent they can be, the faster and more reliably you're going to achieve your goals. And the big problem is you want to go over the first 6 to 12 months of beginner hell of content creation. The most difficult part is the first 6 to 12 months. It took me 8 months to go from 0 to 200 email subscribers, and then another 8 months to go from 200 newsletter subscribers, which is actually here, to over 3,000. So what I do, I'm doing this full time, so I work 4 hours a day, and sometimes if I have a good day and a good flow, I'm working 6 hours, just because I enjoy the work. I don't do this because I need to work 4 hours, it's just because I want to scale, and I would be bored if I don't work at least 4 hours a day. I don't know what I would do a day. I don't like pleasurable things that much. I don't like to eat unhealthy food or something. I just don't enjoy not training. I don't know, this is my personality. I just want to do something in a day. I want to be active. I want to progress in my life. So I work at least 4 hours a day, if not more. But 4 hours is a sweet spot for me. But to build this thread following or to monetize your first creator business, you want to start by doing this for 1 hour a day and then post the stuff on content. So what I would recommend you, or how I started, is you can read for 15 minutes a day and write for 45 minutes a day. And then on the weekend, you turn this newsletter you wrote every single day for an hour while reading and writing afterwards into thread content and schedule it for the entire week. That's what I've done, for example. And if you want to work more, want to start a YouTube channel or something, you can work more than 1 or 2 hours if you have the time and resources. So what you generally want to do is you want to solve your own problems and then write about it online and helping other people to overcome the same problems you have faced as well. So for example, the problem I started with was mental structure and focus because I have ADHD. And after my company, I was like, damn, I just can't focus by myself. I always need this external motivation from other people or external sources to just keep focused. So I was like, hey, after I quit my company, I was like, hey, I need to find a way how I can be productive alone without having founders or colleagues. And then I started with all of this personal brand stuff. Then I started writing on Threads, tested different things. I stumbled across ADHD, ADHD writing on Threads, and then my stuff blew up. And I was iterating and improving my newsletter writing, my thinking, my writing my structured writing in general, and my posts. And then I gained all of these millions of views, 10 million in 90 days, around 3 to 4 millions a month, and then gained all of these over 23,000 followers, and then turned them into over 3,000 email subscribers. If you, for example, write for a specific amount of time, for example, since 1.5 years, I wrote 178 newsletters, you're just becoming good at that stuff. Like, there's no other way. You're just becoming good at your work. And also, James Clear said in a recent episode with Andrew Huberman, if you write an article every single week about habits or about ADHD or about writing, about organization, about chaos to clarity, you become an expert by it. And by writing it in public, you can get criticized, which I done multiple times on threads, which makes the work far better. So, and if I would tell you in a few lines or in a few phrases how to build a personal brand as a beginner, which it took me now 1.5 years, or not really 1.5 years, it took me, let's say, a year probably, and then the success came mostly after 8 months. There's a book called Building a Story Brand 2.0 from Donald Miller, and the key message of the entire book is that the entrepreneur, or you or me, we are not the heroes of our company or business or personal brand. Our customers, our readers are the heroes, and we and you are the guide helping them to solve a specific problem and have a specific transformation to achieve or to solve this problem. So, in short, the hero is the customer, the villain is the problem the hero encounters, the guide is the entrepreneur or founder, and the plan is the product to defeat the villain. So you can think about the Hunger Games. You have Katniss Everdeen, who is the hero who encounters a problem to save her sister. So she must attend the Hunger Games and survive. Then she meets Haymitch, the guide, who already won the Hunger Games. You solved the problem already. I solved the problem already of mental organization, ADHD, and system thinking, for example, with Notion, Obsidian, Second Brains, etc. This is where I'm really good at, and writing on all of this stuff and thinking and idea generation. That's what I'm good at. And Haymitch provides a specific plan in which Katniss Everdeen must undergo a transformation to win the Hunger Games. So if you want to build a brand which is unique and have a specific taste, an individual taste of you, you need to position yourself as the guide who already solved the problem. And it's so sad that this took me so long to understand. I actually just recently understood it, like I think 2 or 3 months ago. And it took me like over a year to like fumbling in the dark and having no idea how to actually build a personal brand. So if you want, you can screenshot this image. This is the story brand framework. Character with a problem meets a guide who gives them a plan and calls them to action, and that the result is either success or failure. Ideally, you want the success for your customers. The hardest part is actually building the product, building the plan. This is where I struggled the most. Like, I was fumbling in the dark for like over a year. It's like, what product do I actually want to build? I was testing cohorts, I was testing courses, and nothing really generated enough revenue to build a profitable business until I said like, hey, I'm pretty good at like this writing stuff, this organization stuff. And so I built Chaos to Clarity, and now even Chaos to Clarity 3.0. So if you want to join the waitlist for Chaos to Clarity 3.0, which is a specific, unique system, and to organize your mind to improve your productivity through a specific system, and actually also templates in Notion, Cortex, or Obsidian, if you use any of these 3 tools, or in general, if you just want to be more organized, more structured, and more clear, also more clear on your communication, on your brand, on your business, on your writing, in your mind in general, you can join a newsletter and then attend the waitlist to receive the information when Chaos to Clarity 3.0 is coming out. If you're a follower for a bit longer, I really often preach on the importance of knowing what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to achieve it. This is also the main reason for Chaos to Clarity 3.0. Chaos to Clarity 3.0 is there to improve your productivity through mental and digital organization in a goal-focused hierarchy. So it's kind of like in a video game. You level up from 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and then you build and connect this one interconnectedly with your brand. This is the entire Chaos to Clarity guide. And I'm doing this one for 1.5 years, so I'm actually knowing what I'm talking about. And the thing is, life becomes so much easier if you understand these 3 questions. And also, if you're interested in helping others, which is extremely a purposeful pursuit, you need a specific plan. You need to become a guide for other people. But the problem is creating a plan is extremely difficult, takes a lot of time, and requires a lot of clarity. And if we build the wrong plan for the wrong audience and the wrong niche, we waste a lot of time. So for example, there's this one example of Yes Theory, this big YouTube channel, where they created a lot of views, right? They have the raving fans with their content because their content was exceptional. But the problem is the moment they wanted to productize and monetize a specific product, I think the product completely didn't meet the expectations at all, and they didn't make any money, and also harming their own brand. And that's what you don't want to create. Like, for example, when someone joins your newsletter, you want to tell them, hey, I'm Jeff, I'm 26, I built my first startup at 21 in Germany, it worked great until sales went down and I had a burst of clarity besides the external motivation of money which didn't provide any internal motivation and satisfaction. So I decided to change direction and start building a personal brand by providing value for free in the form of content to help creative thinkers think more clearly, build gamified systems, and monetize their work without losing the creative spark, which happens quite often. But as a business, I need to create and build and monetize my own products. Otherwise, I'm relied on sponsorships, which I don't want to, because on the long run, sponsorships doesn't help me to build my business world. And if people sign up for your newsletter, they understand that 90% of your content will be free and that there will be occasional call to actions to keep the creators light on and that they can make some money. Like, think about how ironic this is. Like, there's people buying Coca-Cola, Snickers bars, seeing all of these ads everywhere. They have an Amazon Prime account and gets bombarded with ads. They're going on YouTube, getting bombarded on ads. But then if there's a creator who's trying to survive just with like $10 of a product, people like, you asshole, whatever, you're trying to monetize. Like, bro, don't you understand that the entire world is economically built to take your money and to build a business on it, and you're trying to be a creator, make a bit of income to survive and pay the bills, but then they're like, oh, if they see any little soft promotions, like, hey, I have this one product called Chaos to Clarity, they're like unsubscribing and never want to see you again. Like guys, like these people, I'm just wondering, like, don't you understand that everything you see around is just full of advertising, marketing, and sales? So if you see a creator with a little business, you don't want to support them or buy their cookies or whatever. Just making here a statement. So what you want to do is you want to attract a like-minded audience before you're building a product. The audience needs to find you first, gain trust through your writing and content, and then decides to purchase a product. Like, you probably don't purchase Chaos to Clarity immediately. Like, you just need to understand my writing, how I organize a specific system, and you need to get a feeling like, oh, this is actually a good product, hopefully. I hope that the product will be good. Like, I use it every day and I'm fully committed of this product. Hopefully I make a good product out of it. This is what I'm like trying to do. I want to iterate and improve the product until it's as good as possible. And third, if you already have a product, that's great. Like, you don't need to waste so much time in thinking and testing 1,000 different products until you understand, oh, this product actually works. So if you have a product, you are far ahead. You just need to understand how to bring potential clients into this product, for example, with thread content, and then call to action at the end to bring it in a newsletter and then sell the product. And if you found your niche and you like your niche, because this can happen as well, you can build a product that solves a specific problem for your audience. And what you also want to do is you want to get eyes on your brand, right? This is actually the main reason of this video. Like, you want to get people reading or seeing your writing, your art, your ideas, your unique mind, your unique taste, which is individually to you. So if you have no idea what you want to sell, just start posting content. Just throw walls to the ball. Just throw something against the wall and see what sticks. And the thing is, content is generally not a quick way to make money. A quick way to make money is cold outreach on LinkedIn or emails or lead lists or direct outreach personalized for big companies, and then sell them a specific product, a specific service like video editing, personal branding, whatever. So for example, that's what I've done with my company in my past. Like, in the first week, we made 15,000 euros in actually 70 hours of work. And we were solving a specific problem for the e-commerce brand as Oliver. And all of this happened while I was studying business in Vienna, which then I canceled actually my studies and then built this business and made quite good money during this time until the sales plummet. And then I got this burst of clarity, like, oh my God, I just don't enjoy the work at all. And then I sold this shares to my business partner because he enjoyed this work a lot. What I would recommend is start a business for free. For example, content is in the first 6 to 8 months for free. Like, you are not going to make any money as long as you don't gain a lot of traction and get potential clients. So the thing is, money, status, things that like not really bad dopamine, it depends what you're doing with it, but money and status and lust can fog a brain. That's also why there's so many men out there who experience these midlife crises, because money, status, and lust is a big term, fog their brain until the inner voice of resentment in a specific age becomes so unbearably painful that they crash their entire life with around 40 or maybe even 30 in the cost of the kids. This is a really sad reality. I would recommend, because I started with money, but if I would reverse, I would start for free a business, start without money, start with 1 hour a day of side hustle, until the side hustle pays the bill. And then you quit your work and go full-time into business. So, and if you want a specific actionable system for Notion, for example, you can use this one for any other tool. I built a template for this, which is Chaos to Clarity 3.0. Everything in Chaos to Clarity, like everything I do every single day, is inside this template. Like whatever I talk about is inside of this template or inside of the system guide and everything. So Chaos to Clarity 3.0 is a specific guide explaining the system, which you don't really need Notion, Obsidian, or Cortex for that. You can use any other productivity app. The thing is, I just used Notion, Obsidian, and Cortex, so I've built the templates for these 3 productivity tools. But the system, or the idea and the mental models and the ideas, the concepts, the philosophies behind Chaos to Clarity 3.0 is entirely a standalone and can be also used for your Windows or Mac software with a specific folder structure and hashtag structure and whatever. But most people use Notion or Obsidian or maybe Cortex if they follow Dan Co, which is now called Eden. And this is why I've built templates for that. That's the thing. Like, people just don't need to copy everything. They have 3 different tools they can choose: Notion, Obsidian, and Cortex to download the templates for. Or if they want to use another tool, they can just copy the stuff and put this one in their own system, however they want to. So the Notion system with Threads system works like this. You start posting 3 times a day, around noon, 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., whatever. And then you see what sticks. What post gains the most views? If you want, you can write your newsletters, as I mentioned in the beginning, and then use this prompt, which is also inside the newsletter, and you just paste your newsletter inside of the prompt, and this prompt generates 21 posts for the entire week from your newsletter writing. So you don't really need to think much. You just need to focus on this 1 hour of writing every single day. And then you test different hooks and target groups. For example, I started with like talking about masculinity, yeah, because I was reading the Way of the Superior Man during this time. Great, best book about masculinity and being a man ever written, probably. Or maybe the Bible. Maybe the second one after the Bible. And then what you want to do, you want to test different hooks and target groups and point out this exact target group. Like, for example, what I've done with ADHD in the first 1 or 2 words. And third, what also could help is you can comment on other people's posts as much as possible. So the algorithm thinks that you're a real person, not an AI algorithm or AI automation. But you only need to do this for like 3 months in the beginning. So later the comments and the likes are so many that it doesn't really matter much that you comment anymore, because I don't have the time anymore to like comment into every different comment, because there's so many comments I'm receiving with like 10 million views in 90 days. And I don't want to read all of these negative comments anymore. Like when a post gets viral, there's so many idiots, I'm sorry to say this, writing something and disagreeing with your opinion, which is totally fine, man. But just don't be an asshole in the comments. It's just my point of view, okay? Like, it's fine if my point of view is different from yours and you have different perspective in life. Totally fine, man. But you don't need to be an asshole and be rude in the comments, okay? Like, you don't have anything positive writing negative comments. If you have a negative comment, it's fine. Keep it for yourself. Or maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. That's fine as well. Like if I made a mistake, if I have a wrong study, a research or something, you can correct me. But this is a different comment than being a negative comment, okay? This is completely different. Okay. And then fourth, you can add a question at the end of your post and start a specific conversation with someone. It's like, hey, you know, these are my 25 years of experience with ADHD. What are your experiences with ADHD in the last 25, 30, 40 years? What you also can do on threads is you can attach a specific group, topic, or location to a thread, so people have the similar type of topic inside. Like they have the similar topics, the similar interests, the relatability, etc. And then the last one is you can post a call to action beneath a post. I do this one on longer threads because longer threads just convert better, which I also have a prompt for, which is also going to be released with Chaos Clarity 3.0. These are the posts which actually gained the most views. So in the beginning, I had 1 million views, and with the long threads, I actually gained 3 to 4 millions a month. So these were really where my business actually is thriving, and that's also where most of the newsletter subscribers were coming from, because of these long threads of like between 10 to 12 different posts underneath. Then at the end, I put a call to action. It's like, hey, I have newsletters talking about creatorpreneurship, which is personal branding, with a bit of other stuff, chaos or clarity, etc. You can join the call to action. You can join the link in the newsletter and have a 50% conversion or something. So pretty good. Yeah. That's all. This is the entire video. If you want to check the resources, all are linked down below, first in the description and also the first comment section. I hope this video was valuable. I hope you can monetize your work as quick as possible, and see you guys in my next video.